unveiled brawls on paternity court.
Well, Cornell called me. Kill Dee. Let's go. Walk out. Walk out. Get your hand on my face. You mad.
Stay right there.
You messy.
And see her talk about me like this, and for me to get put down for having 7 kids, as hard as I go for my babies, I would never
That's
let
why you
anyone
trying to
doubt
tell
me
no.
as a father.
Why you still lying on this child like that?
The thing is, you would never come to the hospital, so how you know I was lying?
And this is another reason why I know she lying, Your Honor.
Mr. Allen was in court because of neglecting his 1-year-old daughter, whom he had only met once. By now, we know such situations call for drama, which is just the right cue for the paternity dispute lying ahead.
I'm very angry, very frustrated. He's been neglecting her from day one, since I got pregnant with her. I'm just sick of it, and I just want him to take responsibility of something we both made. It makes me feel angry. She's without a father. It's terrible that she has to go through that, and I'm raising her on my own.
The foundation of this love story? Separation, co-parenting, and a dash of angry sex. Yup, we're about to enter the soap opera of Beckley and Allen, and calling their relationship a sarcastic joyride would be an understatement.
Me and Miss Beckley had separated. We were co-parenting.
On Germany's 2nd birthday, he wasn't staying with me, but he ended up coming back. We had sex, unprotected.
It wasn't baby-making sex. It was angry sex.
It's not a baby,
It was out of-
baby
it was
making,
out of
love
revenge,
making,
Your Honor.
hate
It was out of
making.
revenge.
Sex is sex, and she's still here as a baby. It don't matter what type of sex it was unprotected, period.
Whether it's fueled by anger, sadness, happiness, or confusion, discarding caution in intimate moments leads to consequences. All sex can result in babies, but the defendant was here to teach his own lesson in sex ed.
So how long after that did you find out she was pregnant?
Within a day or two, Your
That's
Honor.
a lie.
Yes, within a day
That
or
is
two,
a lie.
she told me.
How
Yes,
can I
Your
tell
Honor.
you a day after we have sex that I'm pregnant? That don't even make sense.
It ain't no telling who else she didn't let hit before I hit, you feel me? So I'm like, you know, like,
You need to stop lying.
In a plot twist, the conception unfolds in a storm of angry emotions. Baby daddy's reaction to the unexpected news sends shockwaves. On top of that, mommy's refusal of the DNA tests on more than one occasion didn't help the situation either.
I didn't have my biological father in my life. It would be a shame for me not to step up for mine. She denied me the DNA test not once, but twice. That's what gave me further doubt. The way she told me that she was pregnant was too fast. The time of conception, she said that the baby went full term, April 1st. The baby was due March 11th.
Oh boy. Amidst these conflicting stories, the timeline of conception grows increasingly chaotic. Miss Beckley's pregnancy was welcomed by raised eyebrows, and the doubts surrounding it? Safe to say, they intensified when mommy didn't let the daddy-daughter establish a bond.
I have questioned Shamia about Italy. You know, I asked could I speak to her. She say no. By us having a visitation every other week, we have swap and exchange at a police station. She don't bring Italy. She don't make Italy a factor to my life.
Next up, the baby daddy accuses the mama some more. He didn't have his fill, it seems. After throwing around a serious accusation, the plaintiff blew up on him. Oh, she wasn't gonna let him get away with it.
As a man, I have been really struggling to make things work. There's straight disconnection. She's nothing but the biological mother of my children. There's disconnection and communication.
You got a lot of nerve. You on
There's-
child support for 2 of
there's-
your kids, 45 a month. You can't even pay that.
Like she said, she has me on child support.
Well, Mr. Allen was just begging to be scolded by the judge, wasn't he? You can try talking over the plaintiff all you want, but boy, you cannot talk over the judge. FYI, harsh reality checks are coming through.
Don't talk over me! You sat here as a dad and expressed with good intention your desire to be the dad you never got to have. That doesn't mean that you've got to create more children to be the best father. Be the best father to the children you have, and until you are financially able to have more, don't create more.
Moving on, the fiance of the defendant showed her love and support for him, and she wasn't a fan of the mommy, that's for sure. To heck with court decorum, these ladies were ready to have a brawl then and there. Uh-oh.
You have no business. That's why you're here. Because you're worried about. Was you in the bed with me and him when we had her?
Let's get some order.
I was robbed of my pregnancy experience because of her and her
How? How were you robbing
Because I would
anything?
take care of your kids
You
who
came
you failed
in.
to take
You
care of.
came in after.
No, listen,
I had my
Miss
baby,
Beckley,
sweetheart.
it doesn't help.
Before more disruption could be caused, Judge Lake put a stop to their bickering and went straight for the answers they came here for. Maybe that would shut them up. One can only hope, given how these guys love to go at each other. Here are the much-awaited results.
Mr. Allen, you are the father.
Told you. You too, fiance. Stepmama.
Stop. You all are still very much tied. Everybody in this room can see it.
I would never
Right. That's
let
why you
anyone
trying to
doubt
tell
me
me
for
no.
a father. I'm struggling. Do that mean stop? That mean go?
Yes.
No, it don't.
Love triangles, questionable decisions, and a dash of financial chaos. The paternity showdown between Miss Reed and Miss Austin had it all. Better buckle up, because these guys were about to spill more tea than your favorite reality show.
I thought about Mrs. Austin. One day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Raniel's phone rang, and I just so happened to answer the phone. And Mrs. Austin, she said, I'm Raniel's girlfriend. And did you know that Raniel was engaged to me? And she said, no. I packed my things and I left with my 2 kids at the time.
Enter the full drama. We're on the brink of discovering how Miss Reed found out her hubby had a whole mistress on the side. A classic tale of a love triangle served with a side of amnesia, as Mr. Wallace conveniently forgot to mention his marital status. Bravo.
I walks in, sees him on the phone with Mrs. Austin again. He tells me he's trying to break up with her. The phone call was like 3 to 2 hours long. It doesn't take someone 2 or 3 hours to break up with someone. But I forgave him again, knowing it was wrong, and got back in a relationship with him.
You took him back again.
Yes.
Now the missus was hurt discovering her dearest husband's extracurricular activities. Yeah, we're talking about the mistress, who was quick to claim innocence. And no, she did not stop there. Nope, she blamed her for not keeping her guy entertained.
I found out on Facebook that Raniel and Mrs. Reed was married. When she posted a picture up there of their marriage life, that's when I found out. And yes, I did confront Raniel about the marriage. Raniel would never came to me if Dominique was Miss Reed was taking care of home, right?
Shots were being fired left and right. And hold your breath now, because after hubby stealing drama, these guys jumped straight into baby daddy drama. But before that, it appears Miss Reed tried to beat the mistress at her own game. Wow.
The other person who they say that is my daughter Muriel's father is her man, then my ex.
I can explain that situation. Yeah,
Please do.
I did that the time Raniel was cheating on me with her. Demiriel was messaging a boy up on Facebook telling him how she missed him. So how about I get revenge on Raniel and talk to her boyfriend?
About time the real player of this game graced the court with his presence. Well, he just stepped up with no care or remorse in the world, for that matter. Oh, Mr. Raniel, you are one sleazy dude.
She not a victim?
Oh, fill us in.
First off, she wasn't a good wife. She rarely cooks, she doesn't clean. I cheated because I was bored in my marriage. Well, I was too young to get married in the first place.
So why did you get married?
Because I felt like it was the right thing to do, because I was being pressured and I had 3 kids with her.
Oh boy, the mess that these guys have created with their miserable actions. It appears the baby daddy suspected the defendant's child is not his either. Bring in the despair, because these guys brought babies into this dirty mix as well.
I had sex with Raniel first, and I used unprotected sex with Raniel, and I used protected sex with the other boy.
The boy told me that he had unprotected sex with Demiriel because he do not like to use protection.
Who, baby, do you want it to be? Your husband or your boyfriend?
Moving on, Miss Reed ended up an emotional mess while playing the blame game. However, the alleged baby daddy still maintained his despicable character of a so-called cheater. The audacity of this dude.
She knew all about me and still slept with my husband. She still was in a relationship with my husband.
It's not her fault we're not together, it's your fault.
And you're right, it's my fault because I left you and went out and talked to someone else. So then again, it's your fault why we're not together.
In a twist of events, a surprise witness stepped forward. Yup, this case had one more trick up its sleeve. And I bet you won't guess what this woman claimed next. Man, oh man, Mr. Raniel has been one busy bee.
I also have a found my old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not the father of.
You also have a 5-month-old child that you say was fathered by Mr. Wallace, but he's denying that child as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna get down to the bottom of this, but first I need to deal with the people in front of me.
Oh, there was more than one paternity test to go through. It just keeps getting crowded now. 2 women were already at each other's throats. You put 3 together, a whole other level of messiness unlocked. But we gotta get to the results of Miss Austin.
Mr. Wallace You are her father.
Told you, dummy. She looks just like you, dummy.
You sitting there saying that, but you wishing on strings.
No,
yes, because
no,
you said
I
Ranielle. Stop talking.
No,
You did
I don't
too.
gotta
Shut
stop
up.
talking.
Oh, you talking to her?
Oh, you.
No,
You're not.
After that revelation, it was time to tackle the next one. Miss Roberts was here to get some answers as well. Because guess what? Her baby was being denied by the defendant as well. Man, this guy needs to be stopped.
I met him around my auntie house. He was walking down the street. I started flirting with him. You know, he looked good to me or whatever, so I started flirting with him. Yeah. But he did not tell me, you know, he was in a relationship or none of that.
He didn't tell you he was married
No.
to Ms. Reed.
He did not tell me he was married.
So, this guy had a wife, a girlfriend, and a mistress. Well, didn't he like to go through women like a game? And when asked for his defense against this baby in question, safe to say it was the same as the last one. Not so bright, huh?
Did you tell her you were married?
I forgot.
Forgot.
How could you forget about a marriage? All because he ain't wear the ring, so he ain't
You
care that.
forgot you were married or forgot to tell her?
It just slipped my mind. But I don't believe that child is mine.
Why?
The baby don't have any of my features.
You said that about the last one, I remember.
All these women, and it was the guy that played the role of the big old victim. Yeah, you heard that right. Right when the wife was about to narrate the events that led her to find out her husband impregnated 2 women around the same time, these women were at each other's throats. Get ready for a rumble, people.
Soon to be.
Correct.
Oh my God!
Correction.
Oh my God!
Ranielle told me
Oh my God!
that he wasn't marrying anyone else. Sorry, so I'm sorry that he's
Well, Ranielle told me. Then chill. Chill. Let's do it.
This baby mama was exasperated by the defendant and his denial of paternity of her daughter. But she was now ready and armed to the teeth to fight it out and determined to conclusively establish the truth.
He flip-flops. One day this is his daughter, the next day it isn't, and I'm tired. I'm irritated. It's to the point that it shouldn't be called for. If this is gonna be your baby 24/7. Don't go back and forth.
So he's going back and forth.
Yes, Your Honor.
1 minute she is, 1 minute she isn't. Is that true, Mr. Dixon?
No, it's not, Your Honor.
So, let's dive into this sordid love affair, which began with a casual rendezvous. A little Netflix and no chill. No, I'm just kidding. But you're up for a surprise, as their relationship seemingly headed towards a full-blown romance. With Mr. Dixon moving in, the exhibit and the story presented a whole different version.
So one day she went to work and was like, hey, we're so excited about our newest family member, Skya. So she goes around showing pictures and, excited about it, showing to our coworkers, her bosses and everything. Except for one particular coworker comes out of the blue and was like, it's my brother's baby. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Why would this girl come out of the blue and claims that this is her brother's baby?
So the supposed daddy put on his hat and began questioning the pregnancy like a detective at a crime scene. Lies, doubts, and a dash of betrayal made this courtroom tango a bit extra spicy. Ouch.
And as far as the coworker telling his family member, that same coworker got on the phone with me and his family member and let it be known his family member was mistaken. The other male let it be known he's lying. So when I sent Mr. Dixon the screenshot, the problem just diminished.
What was supposed to be a work move turned out to be a fun one instead. Miss Spruill was not happy with the Alabama activities, for obvious reasons, of course. It's more like a skeptical moonwalk with a side of drama. I mean, could you smell the awkwardness? Because I sure can.
Our daughter, it wasn't even 7 months. Mr. Dixon had a whole nother child. He was still with me.
So what was he doing in Alabama?
Making babies. He put in a lot of work. My daughter was all over his Facebook. Cover photo and all. The same child you've been denying.
Get ready for some head-scratching moments, because this case was all over the place. Baby mama claimed that daddy knew about the pregnancy before she did, like some kind of pregnancy wizard. Then why the denial now, huh?
He said I was pregnant because he's throwing up everywhere.
Your Honor, let me tell you about that, Your Honor, about that. I had a hangover. We got drunk one night and I had a hangover and I threw up at 5, 6 o'clock that morning.
So why did you
That's
call
how
me
you
to find
sick,
out when
it's
I
just
was
a
pregnant?
hangover.
Why did you call me
Weeks
to find out I
later,
was pregnant?
she's the one throwing up like she was sick. I said,
No,
baby,
did
you should
Mr.
go
Dixon tell
and
you he
figure
was
out if you
counting my
pregnant.
symptoms?
Cue the dramatic music as we dive into the birth certificate saga. Despair and anguish surround the courtroom like a dark cloud. Who's on it? Who's not? And what was up with the baby's name change fiasco? Oh, there was a lot to unpack.
You're so sure this is my child, but yet I'm not on the birth certificate.
You weren't there when she was born. What you mean?
But yet
you
we kept
wasn't
talking
there.
about me putting myself on the birth certificate, and I even came up with money to change her last name. But you kept pushing it off. But you're so sure this is my child. Why is you instead of pushing it off?
Because you don't do
And I'm
anything
coming up
for
with
her.
money
That is a
to
privilege.
change her name to my name.
Moving on, the baby mama could not help but share how the baby daddy had been running in and out of her and her child's life. Yep, Mr. Dixon had a fondness for Alabama and running away from problems.
You was there the first week of her life, Mr. Dixon.
I didn't leave back to Alabama till a month later. We had plenty of time to change his name.
When me and Mr. Dixon are on good terms, he's daddy of the year. Me and him fall out, Skya doesn't exist. And that's what infuriates me more than anything. That baby didn't deserve that.
Why do you
My
lie?
baby did not deserve that.
Drum roll, please. The moment of truth arrives, and we're about to unveil the paternity bombshell. Who's the daddy and who's not? Get ready for the ultimate plot twist in this courtroom thriller. About time we heard the side of the defendant. Whatever he said was not helping the situation, because Mommy seemed ready to strike him down whenever he stepped out of line, which was quite a lot.
When you instead of saying this baby got blood transfers, 4 or 5 blood transfers.
My baby has
the baby
a
got a
condition
brain
called
problem. The baby
VHD.
got a hole in the heart. Dang, this baby
She
got
has a
this
heart
much
condition
problem and
called
she just got
VHD.
here.
It's called vehicular heart defect.
This baby instead got here. Why you still lying on this child like that?
The thing is, you would never come to the hospital, so how would you know I was lying?
And this is another
You
reason why I
wouldn't
know
even
she
come.
lying, Your Honor.
Moving on, it seems the alleged mommy-daddy duo couldn't help attacking each other. And by the looks of it, the sweetest day weekend was the memorable time when this chaotic journey took off. Want to know what that is? Well, let's hear it.
I got into a relationship with somebody who paid for Skya's daycare,
Been in multiple
who bought
relationships.
diapers.
She going to different guys trying to get money from guys. That's all she doing. She using people.
Wow.
That's all. Even an example.
That's the one with
on
2
her
jobs,
birthday,
unemployed.
One day on her birthday, I came and got her from work. I come to
What
get her on
car?
her phone.
What
Hold on, hold on,
Phone.
hold on. Hey,
What
you, listen.
What car?
Woo, child, bring it down just a little bit.
Drum roll, please, because the moment of reckoning was here. We're about to unveil the paternity bombshell. Who's the daddy and who's not? This mystery was about to either have closure or a whole lot of drama.
Mr. Dixon, you are the father. Feel relieved, Miss Brule?
I do.
I'm excited. I have a beautiful baby girl. I'm gonna be the best father I can, and I'm just glad the truth is out.
That's what I wanted to hear.